Hello, brothers and sisters. I received a message from the Holy Spirit a few days ago, and I will tell you about it. Words of the Holy Spirit. Here are some keys to combat this scourge that has come into fashion for 15 years or more, which is homosexuality. In the male or lesbian, a word attributed to woman, but it is the same sin, which is mentioned in the Bible in Romans 1 verse 24 to 32. Paul speaks about it clearly because it is still practiced. But for 20 years in the West, it has become the norm, and no one, even Christians except courageous ones, dare to talk about sin which unrepentant causes one to lose one's salvation, and yet it is clearly said in the Bible. Some children discover an attraction to the same sex quite young. It has always happened. Taken and accepted without fear or judgment or rejection, this inclination can live on its own when the young person matures. What has been happening for more than 10 years is that the Western society in Europe, the USA, Brazil, Canada, and elsewhere over the last 5 years has completely trivialized this sin by promoting through films, series, speeches, then political laws, homosexual marriage, and therefore why the young adolescent will keep silent about this inclination or fight against it, since it is well seen, accepted, and legalized by adults. It created a phenomenon of such magnitude in a few years that Satan found a huge breach to destroy male-female marriage, introduce gender theory and all the derivatives that followed. Namely, teaching young children at school where it is absolutely not the place, where you can choose your gender and not accept it from birth and be mutilated, even minor, and without the consent of your parents to change your gender sex. It has become so widespread that horrified, scandalized parents, outraged people went to war with the school system in the USA, and the majority of evangelical Christians also voted for Donald Trump, who clearly said that he would fight these abuses in the USA, and that is what he is doing. Yes, in his own radical way, hateful and ready to push for murder if necessary. At this bishop, Mrs. Bede, had gently told him to his face to appeal to him for mercy and to remind him that the American citizens concerned by this problem of the kind which should never have taken on such magnitude are now afraid for their lives, and with good reason. The mediocrity of the level of faith in the USA, Canada, Europe, and France in the lead led to this disaster. Unable to face with courage, love, and the power of Christ to cast out the demons who invaded these helpless young people alone, to fight against such a carnal influence of the devil in them, the moribund church, all denominations combined in the West, has left its men and women, young or not, given over the devil without granting them spiritual support in very exceptional cases, nor love, given that they have permanently chased them from their midst, where they do not even want to see a semblance of homosexuals seated on a bench in their precious assembly. I repeat. They have permanently chased them from the midst, where they do not even want to see a semblance of homosexuals seated on a bench in their precious assembly. And the result is dazzling before your eyes. The devil just had to choose an antichrist to solve this problem his way, and this is Donald Trump. Without love, it is impossible to face this sin. John 13, verse 35. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. Neither love nor power of the Holy Spirit in them to fight this battle against Satan, and it would have been easy because the majority of homosexual men and women suffer, and many. Nor in prayer to ask me for advice, because homosexuality has been and is a terror for too large a majority of Christians. Not you, my daughter, but in this area you still a special case. The Holy Spirit told to me. There is where the non-respect of the laws dictated by Jesus and his example led love one another. You put this message in a video because I want my false people in France and in the USA to know where their responsibility is in this disaster, which is the process of disintegrating the USA, and Europe will follow. Through cowardice and unable to cast out the demons in these people who are my creatures, many priests ended up accepting homosexual marriage, a true abomination in my eyes, which I punish severely. The results are now before your dismayed Sorry. The results are now before you, dismayed eyes in barely 10 years.